Hey everyone, here are the demonstrations that you'll need in order to complete Explore 2, which is a scientific investigation about influences in weather and climate. And specifically, this one focuses on ocean currents and wind. And um, since at this point we have talked about deep ocean currents, and we spent the last couple of days talking about what different ways that wind forms and the different ways that wind moves. This is just going to take us back a little bit to talking about the ocean and specifically how the wind impacts the surface of the ocean and other large bodies of water. So what we have here is this is a dollar store dish pan, so it's really small, but it's perfect for what we need. And it's been rigged up right now with some fish tubing. So there's tubing that goes all the way around the outside. It comes in right here and also right here. So we have air that's able to blow in from either side, but it's kind of diagonal from each other. Now it does have water in it. I realize that the water is a little hard to see. So and this is part of the design. We're going to put some oregano on the top because it'll float real nice, and you can kind of watch how the water moves by kind of watching the way the little flecks of oregano move around on the surface. So I'm going to try to cover this pretty completely so that there's kind of a nice, you can already see it when I breathe on it. There's stuff that's going on there. Okay, so I want to kind of make sure that the whole thing is pretty decently covered. Okay, so now you can see the surface. Now I'm going to take this tube over here, and this tube actually, this is a valve that goes to both sides. So I'm just going to blow into it, and we're going to just watch. So for the first task, what your job is going to be is to watch how the stuff on the surface moves. And then you're going to pause this video, and you're going to go sketch it in STEM scopes. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video right here. And then when you come back, we will start on task 2. Okay, hopefully at this point you have finished with task 1. And now we need to make another set of observations for task 2. Now for this set of observation, we're going to add some rocks to our ocean to sort of represent islands. Okay, so here's a pretty big one. That one got right in there. And there's no particular rhyme or reason to how I'm putting these in here. It's just we want them to be a little bit above the water so you can actually see what happens when water runs above. And I'm going to add some more oregano so we can better define our stuff, because of course the stuff that was in there already is all clumped together now. Okay. For the purposes of what you're drawing, it isn't absolutely important that you can see every tiny little fleck here, obviously. So the fact that we have some that are grouped together is fine. But just bear in mind, kind of watch which way they go. So here, this one obviously is a very large rock. We have a pretty small one and another one here. So basically the same thing again. I'm going to breathe. You're going to see air that's going to come out of the spigot right here and the spigot right there. So then you just kind of want to watch and see what pattern it makes. Okay. Now, if you're confused at this point, like, what am I watching? I'm sure that what's happening right now is more or less what we'd expect. You still see the flakes sort of floating around on top, but where before they were moving fairly freely, when they run up against a landform, they have to change course. Okay, so that's mainly what you're watching for. So I'm going to blow on this one more time, and then we'll pause it, and you can go sketch for task 2. Okay, go ahead and sketch task 2. Okay, so now for task 3. Task 3 is watching how travel can happen on these things. So I have this little tinfoil boat that I've made. It's not the most seaworthy vessel, but we're just going to put it in here. And you want to watch and see how it travels throughout the ocean as the wind blows. Okay, Okay, so that was not a very long trip. Let's try putting it in a different place and just see if we get different results. We'll put it over here. Okay. All right, so go ahead and sketch the path the boat took as your task 3. Okay. After that, that will just leave the CER, and we will discuss that together in class. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions.